calling all my footy fans from all around the globe. Straight out of NYC, this is The Line Breaker.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Line Breaker. My name is Pano.
I'm Demetri, aka Juicy.
How we doing, Demetri?
We're doing just fine. Just fine. Nothing to complain about. Just living. About yourself.
I'm watching a lot of footy. A lot of footy right now. But the footy that's near and dear to my heart. What's my favorite league, Juicy?
Your favorite league? Well, we know it's not the Champions League because Chelsea isn't in it this year. So I think your favorite league is the Premier League.
You are right about that. You are indeed right. Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's what I've been paying close attention to. And that's what we're going to be paying close attention to in this episode. We're going to be talking about the Premier League, what's going on right now. Excuse me. What's going on right now, how teams are doing. And I guess you could say way too early predictions. Way too early predictions for the Premier League. That's kind of what we're going to do in this episode. And we'll even give you our predicted top six. So just to start things off, obviously Manchester City is still the best team in this league. I mean
Yeah.
that's very
I
clear.
I agree with you on that.
They're 4-0. They're sitting in first right now. How about this? Let me go through who the top six are currently. Top six, honestly, it's not too crazy of a top six than like what you'd expect. You have Manchester City in first, 4 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws. So perfect. There have only been 4 games played so far. That's why this is like the way too early predictions. So they're on 12 points. Arsenal is in second, 3 wins and 1 draw, 10 points. Tied on points with them, but lower in goal differential is Newcastle United, 10 points as well. 3 wins, 1 draw. Liverpool is fourth, 3 wins and 1 loss. That loss being to none other than Nottingham Forest. Last match, Aston Villa is in fifth with 9 points as well, 3 wins, 1 loss. And Brighton and Hove Albion is in sixth with 8 points. So not too crazy of a top six right now. It's pretty close to what you'd expect, right? Big surprise, obviously, Brighton have been resurgent from a very down year last year. They were very bad last year. So, Brighton definitely on the up this year. You know what I'm gonna do, Juicy? I'm gonna pull up the Premier League table from last year as well. Just to kind of guide me through this. Probably should have had that opened up for me already, right?
Yep.
Probably should have done that. But it's okay. We move. We move, right? 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 Right.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like you said about Brighton having a resurgence, a team that,
They finished
albeit
11th.
albeit it's just 4 games in, a team that's continuing their strong run is Aston Villa.
They spent a lot of oh yeah, Aston Villa. Another team that spent a lot of money over the transfer window, but Brighton and Hove Albion also spent a lot of money. So the big spenders so far showing they're flexing their muscles. Um Easy, well, I should remind everybody that last year's top six was Manchester City in first, Arsenal in second, Liverpool in third, Aston Villa in fourth, Tottenham Hotspur in fifth, and Chelsea in sixth. That was your top six last year. Um, this year, I think is gonna be a different story. Um, so I'm gonna ask you from the get-go, who do you think is going to win the Premier League this year? Or do you want to work from six to one, or do you want to work from one down?
It's up to you. I'm good with whatever. I already have my list.
Hmm. Let's work from one down.
All right. Well, number one, 4 games in. Obviously, a little too early to tell, but a little surprising. I don't know if you know this, but Rodri and Foden have barely played, and City have looked amazing in their first 4 games. Holland obviously scoring a ton of goals, a goal scoring machine. Um, they've just been breezing by without the best DM in the world, and without Foden, who was very crucial for them last year
Premier League Player of the Season.
in the Prem. They've barely gotten minutes, and City's off to a flying start. They look unbeatable. Four wins in 4 matches played. So I think they're gonna come out on top again. What is this gonna be, a 5-peat?
I believe it's going to be a 5P. Yeah. I'm in agreement with you here. That they're still obviously the best team in the league. It's like I don't even think it's really close. I don't think Arsenal has the same quality as them, and Arsenal certainly doesn't have the same attacking quality that Manchester City does. I mean, Manchester City just they only signed one player really this summer with in Savinho, and he looks awesome. He looks really, really good. So it looks like they finally replaced Mahrez. Um, so he looks like some player. So I really think the only thing that's going to be stopping Manchester City from winning the league this year, um, are probably whatever fallout happens from the 115 Chargers.
Isn't it 130 now? I read somewhere.
Maybe, but either way, and you know what, even if they do get charged or whatever, like whatever happens with the case, I feel like maybe it just kind of invigorates them to win even more. Who knows?
Listen, are they gonna get punished when Premier League officials are leaving in Maseratis they didn't come in? Who knows?
Very good point.
That actually didn't happen. I just made that up, but absolute little banter.
Up next, who do you have finishing second?
Finishing second. I think it's going to be another strong year for them, but not enough to get the title. Also dealing with a good amount of injuries, including to their man that pulls the strings, runs the midfield, connects the midfield to the attack. Odegaard being hurt is going to hurt Arsenal, but I still think they have the team and the ability to finish second, but it's just going to fall short again of winning the title.
I agree, but I also don't think that Arsenal are going to I don't think that they're going to be as close as they were last year.
Oh, I think last year they were with 2 points. I think it was 2 points. Yeah, no way. Um, yeah, they're not gonna be within 2 points or even 3 points. I could see City winning this title comfortably.
Yeah, me too, for sure. Um, I don't really need to say more than I usually say about Arsenal, right? But the attack looks lethargic right now. Good defense, and I know they say defense wins you titles or championships, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. But I do agree they're still probably the second best team in the league. So yeah, that's that's what I'm going for second. Yeah, I would agree with that. Who is your pick for third?
Third place, I think this manager has answered most of the questions. There hasn't been too many hiccups, albeit outside of the last match that they played.
This is boring, isn't it? Like we literally this is the most obvious top three, right?
Yeah. I mean, the top three I think is boring, but then it gets a little spicy. But coming in third place, I do have Liverpool.
I have to be a contrarian, don't I? I got to do it. I might have to do it. Let me think while tell me more about why Liverpool.
I think they just have I don't know if they made any signings this summer. I think they might have been the only team in the Prem that didn't make any signings. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Um,
But I think just the new manager, a little somewhat different of a style. I think they'll be okay regardless, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get them, second, but I don't think it's going to be a huge drop off where they drop. So I think third is a good spot for Liverpool. You still have a ton of talented players, and yeah, I don't see how they can finish lower than three, but I don't think they can achieve higher than third place at this point. I could be wrong because it's still very early. You know what? I'm gonna say I could see them sneaking into second place, but I'm gonna say that I'm gonna put them in third.
I'm gonna do it.
Who's your third place team?
My brain is telling me Liverpool, right? Like it should be Liverpool. Even like their metrics look pretty good right now. Should be Liverpool. But oh man, I don't know if I should do this. I really don't. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Third place is gonna be Chelsea.
Oh, oh, I like it. I
All right,
like it.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Let's hear it.
Contrary to their slower start, I mean, they're eighth on 7 points right now. Um, but they also played Manchester City first game of the season. So they haven't had the easiest of matches. They did draw to Crystal Palace. If they would have beat Crystal Palace, they'd be in the top four right now. Which is a shame. They would be on 10 points. But they didn't, so whatever. It'd be like that. And we move. Um, so yeah, wait. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. If they beat Crystal Palace, then they would be tied for fifth with Aston Villa. So yeah, never mind. They'd be tied for
No, they'd
fifth
be
with
tied for fourth with Liverpool and Aston Villa.
and Aston Villa. Yeah, I don't know what the goal differential would be like. What's the goal differential right now? +6 for Liverpool, +1 for Aston Villa. What's Chelsea at?
Plus
Chelsea's
three.
at +3. Okay, so then they would have been above Aston Villa. They would have been fifth. So let's just say if they did beat Crystal Palace by 1 goal. Yeah, they would have been fifth.
Yeah.
Look, I'm liking what I'm seeing from Enzo Maresca so far. The games haven't been perfect, and there have been games like against Bournemouth where they haven't played well, but I feel like, you know, barring injuries or a points deduction or whatever happens soon, I think injuries will be the only thing that keeps, or like some craziness with like the boardroom upstairs and all that, and the looming transfer ban, whatever points deduction thingy potentially going on. That'll be the only thing that keeps Chelsea away from the top four. I genuinely do believe that they have top four quality, at least top four quality. And I don't think that this Liverpool team is as good as they seem. I still don't. I didn't think that they were as good as they should have been last year, and I still don't think so. I think there's a lot of holes in it, but hey, with I get it with the new coach slot, there's some continuity. He plays very similarly to Klopp, so it's an easy transition. A little different transition for Chelsea because Maresca is like the opposite of Pochettino and how he wants to play. Um, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far from Chelsea, even if the results haven't been perfect so far. And I still do believe the talent is there. So I think that they're going to finish third. That's my prediction.
Okay. Okay. Who do you have finishing in fourth then?
I'm going to have Liverpool finishing fourth.
You see, this is
Yep.
where this is where the chain begins because we disagreed on three. But in fourth place, I have Chelsea finishing in
Oh,
right
did
there
it, did I
behind Liverpool.
convince you with my third place?
No, no, I had them coming in fourth. I just don't think I feel like you get two different Chelseas on match days, and there's no in between. You either get one that's flying, you think they're one of the like they're playing like the best team in England, so fluid. But then you get matches where it's like these guys can't string four passes together. Everything seems like broken. It's like they struggle to build up play. So there's like no in between, and you don't know what Chelsea you're getting. And I think Liverpool is like a more organized side, and I feel like that's what will help them uh get third. Whereas I think Liverpool are gonna come in fourth. And just so everybody uh just so everybody knows, last year Chelsea finished sixth, only 5 points behind fourth place, which was Aston Villa. So I do think that they will overcome the gap of, last year and come in fourth place this season.
And XG had them finishing at fifth. So make of that what you will. But that was our top four. So that's what we agree are the 100% Champions League places.
We agreed on all the teams.
Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, we did agree on all the teams, but that's what we are deciding on. We've decided our picks for the 100% Champions League spots. Of course, there's always a chance that England gets a fifth Champions League spot, but we got to wait until the end of the season for that. So for now, fifth is a Europa League spot, and sixth is a Conference League spot. And again, sixth is a Conference League spot. It could become seventh being Conference League as well. But as we know from this year, from Manchester United fluking to a FA Cup title, you know, sixth place for sure, Conference League. So basically, we got to round out who we think is going to finish fifth, sixth, and you know what? Since there's always the opportunity that seventh place is a European spot, how about we do seventh too? Let's do seventh
Sure.
also, just in case. Um, Wow, and honestly, if England gets a high enough coefficient, isn't there a chance that they get 8 teams in?
I can look into the
Yeah, no,
coefficients.
let's just
Franklin,
do
how many teams?
7. Let's just do 7. It's
Who do
fine.
you have finishing in fifth then? Kick us off for the next round.
Finishing in 5th, I'm going to have Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh no.
Yep.
Wow.
I don't really
Wow.
have I don't really have much of a rhyme or reason. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I'm not impressed with Tottenham at all. I think that their recruitment this summer has not been great, aside from Archie Gray and Bergvall. Well, I guess those are like two of their big recruitments, but like those are like more future signings. I'm hesitant as to if they'll actually contribute now. If they do, great. They're both very talented players, but I don't think their recruitment's been good. I think that they were lucky to finish where they were last year because they really weren't that good last year. They just had a really strong start. That's it. They had a terrible middle and a terrible end. Um, I literally just think that they'll just finish the same as last year. Not for any reason because I've Aston Villa is probably better than them. And yeah, but I don't know why. I just think that they'll finish 5th. Just not because they deserve it, just because I feel like they just will.
Yeah, and there's no way. I don't see it. I think Ange and his tactics, I think he's too stubborn and he plays, I know he's getting criticized, but he plays the same way no matter what the score is and how the game is going, rather than changing or like if you have a lead, making spaces tighter, closing up. He just plays a very open style of football, even when he's up late in games, even against big sides. So I feel like that's going to cost him, and I don't see Tottenham finishing in the top 6 or 7, that is, but
Wow.
in fifth place with the resurgence of a player coming back from a suspension, fresh legs, no European football
Oh
this season.
no. Oh
I
my
think I think
God.
this is going to do them well. The fact that they won't have to play too many games in the season, obviously one game a week, just focusing on the Premier League, they'll be fresh. Newcastle's going to finish in fifth place.
No way.
Yes
Oh
way.
no,
No, no, no, no. Yes way.
I can't agree with this one. Mm, I don't know. I don't know about this one. But okay, I respect it. I respect it. I can't agree with it, but I respect it. I don't think this Newcastle team's that good. But ooh, you
Tonali
gave
hater.
do you have any other reasons? I'm not a hater.
You're a Tonali hater.
No, but he's a bum.
No, he's not.
Honest, I'm starting to regret my Tottenham pick now because I forgot United is still there.
Well, listen, it's a little too early of a pick, but what are you gonna do?
That's fine. Who do you think is, or should I say my pick? Yeah, I'll say my pick for 6th. My pick for 6th is Aston Villa.
Ooh, ooh, that's a good pick.
Was that your pick too?
I was thinking about it. I was kind of up in the air. I think I have a pick.
I'm gonna give you my reason for it. One, Aston Villa overperformed their metrics last year by a good amount. They should have finished or XG and expected points and all that. Well, actually, expected points, where do they lie? Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's expected points. So their expected points puts them at 7th last year. Um, while they did upgrade their squad for sure, they definitely upgraded, and I think John Duran is going to be good. I think the Champions League is going to be tough on them, their European exploits. And I think that now that teams are going to expect more from them, teams are going to play them differently. So that's what always happens with the lower teams that wind up playing well. It's tough because the next season teams just don't play them the same that they used to. And honestly, they weren't great towards the end of last season too. I feel like they kind of crawled into 4th place. So yeah, I have Aston Villa finishing 6th, still in a European place, but not quite the Champions League exploits of last season.
I'm gonna disagree with you on this pick. The reason I was kind of between these two teams, and the reason I went with one of the two, obviously, it was between Aston Villa and another team. But I think Aston Villa will be held back due to Champions League fixtures. I know they were in Europe last season, but
I know who you're gonna pick.
playing in the Conference League and playing in the Champions League are two different animals. And I feel like the Champions League will be too much for them because it's no disrespect to some of the Conference League teams, a lot of weaker sides there, but these Champions League sides, very tough games in the middle of the week that you have to prepare for, and then you have to come back and play tough league games. So I think they're gonna, as a result, throughout the Champions League competition, they will be struggling at times during the league. So for that reason, in 6th place, I have Manchester United.
I knew it. I knew it.
I really like the reinforcements they brought in. They did bring
It's
in
just
Xerxes.
Ajax.
I'm not done. They brought in Xerxes up top. I think De Ligt was a good signing. And I think an absolute steal that like I caught late in the window was Mazraoui. I think the players that they brought in to reinforce are gonna propel them to 6th place. Last year they finished in 8th place last year, and they were only 3 points behind 6th place, which was Chelsea. And that really isn't much ground to make up. Even though they didn't have a great year, I think they're gonna have a much better season this year. Obviously, Mano has been really like playing much better, living up to the hype that's been around them. As long as Casemiro doesn't see the field, I can see Manchester United coming in 6th place.
Wow. Well, you put Manchester United in 6th. I actually put them in 7th.
You know, it's funny because I have Aston Villa in 7th.
No, well, I guess we just picked the same teams then. Well, except for
5th place, Newcastle Tottenham.
oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. So the only thing that yeah. Well, a lot of the reasons that you said, I just don't think that they have the quality. They're still really bad. Like I mean, we spoke about this last year, but they should have finished 2019, 18, 17, 16. They should have finished 15th last year.
Who?
Right? 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Manchester United and the expected points would have finished 15th last year. Yeah. Yep. And they're still pretty bad this year. Obviously they're 10th right now. And they're actually higher up on the expected points, but they haven't really performed very well, in my opinion. I don't think there's enough quality in this team. I don't think Ten Hag is that good of a coach. And yeah. At some point they can't keep getting away with it. It's got to be a point where they can't keep getting away with it. So
Listen, coming in 6th place, where I have them finishing, isn't too much of an ask. And I think it's very reasonable. I'm not saying that they're going in the top 4 after having terrible season last year and they haven't made like the improvements to get into the top 4, but I do see them coming in 6th. But going off of your 5th place team,
that's who you have
Tottenham.
7th?
No. I said 7th. I have Aston Villa.
Oh
But
yeah, right.
I just wanted to say about your 5th place team. A lot of the London fans, they always ask a question, and I'm wondering if you have the answer for it since you picked this team to finish 5th.
What color?
What do we think of Tottenham? That's the team you have finishing in 5th. Just wanted to put that out there.
Oh, I agree with the next line of that, by the way. We're in agreement there. All right, so you have Aston Villa 7th, probably for
Yeah.
some of the reasons that we said, European exploits and all that.
Yeah.
So your top 7 is City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Newcastle United, Manchester United, Aston Villa. Mine is City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham,
Villa?
Aston Villa, and United.
Yes.
Okay. Potentially European place for that 7th place team, potentially. All right. Well, I like that. Those are our way too early Premier League predictions. We're going to do more way too early Premier League predictions, but we're going to break it up. This is part 1, I guess you could say, or the first part of our predictions. Do you have anything else to add?
Nothing else to add to this episode.
All right. Well, my name is Pano.
I'm Demetri, aka Juicy.
And we're out of here.